Hi guys, Technoli here. What do you think about this little Dell laptop? It's cute. It's very small. It's very thin. You think it's worth the Hackintosh it? Do you think it's worth the time and effort? Well, I already did it, guys. This is a really nice little laptop that I got off eBay for $60. It's a Dell Latitude E7240, also known as an Ultrabook. That's cute. And it was not the easiest computer in the world to hack, but we got it running. And we're going to show you everything on this one. You can get these so cheap off eBay. You know, I like to show you guys these eBay finds because that way anybody can really get into a Hackintosh. So here we go. Everything's working on it except the Wi-Fi, onboard Wi-Fi. So I stuck in this little TP-Link $12 USB Wi-Fi adapter. Works great. And as you can see up on the screen there, I don't know if you can see that or not, right there, there's the antennas. Instead of it showing here like a normal Mac would, it's got its own little program you install. And there's your Wi-Fi to put in your passwords and stuff. So I'm going to give you the EFI folder on this one too, because this was a bear to get to work, but we got it working. So let me get the camera on the tripod. Let's get going on this one. All right, guys. I just want to show you real quick over here on eBay these little computers, and you're going to see a ton of them. Let's see. Here's one for 75 bucks. It just needs a hard drive and a battery. 119, 90 bucks, 85. So look for your best deal on these. There's tons of them because they are corporate returns. So there's just bunches of them. And just wanted to show you real quick these little Dell Latitude E7240. Now this EFI folder may also work on an E7440 if you already have one. All right, so let's get into the installation. Okay guys, now on this particular build, we're going to need three things. We're going to need Clover Configurator, which you can download from the internet. Just do a Google search for Clover Configurator. Download that. You're going to need the EFI folder that I'm going to give you in the description below. And you're going to need your USB that you just made up following the steps on my other video, one of my other videos. So go to my channel and go down here to this Easy Hackintosh, and I need you to watch that from the beginning until about 8 minutes, right before we do the Clover installation, bootloader installation, because you're not going to have to go through that step. We're just going to need to make the USB drive, okay? Now, this particular video is with Catalina, but it doesn't matter. It's the same steps as Mojave, but make sure on this particular build you use Mojave. All right. So now, once we have our USB sitting here and you got it plugged in, we're going to go over here to Clover Configurator. We'll go ahead and mount the EFI partition on the USB stick. Click Mount Partition. Put in your password. So here's our EFI partition right here. Get this out of the way. All right. So we got our EFI partition. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take the EFI folder you downloaded and you're going to drag it into your EFI partition on the USB stick. Okay, once that's done, we are ready to go into the BIOS on the laptop and set all of those settings. So we'll switch over to the camera and we'll get going on that. By the way, guys, we got something real exciting at the end of this video to show you. Stay tuned. Here we go. Now remember, when you start this, make sure you load your defaults first and then make your changes as you see them on the screen here, okay? Okay, guys. So I'm using this big screen here because it's just going to be easier for me than trying to do it on the small screen. So on all of your settings here, I need you to do them just like you see here because this one is very, very, very sensitive. So we'll go under General first. System information, there's nothing. Battery, nothing. Boot sequence, very important. Make sure you're on UEFI. Everything else can be just like you see it here. Let's get down to boot options. We're going to enable legacy options. Date and time, we'll worry about that later. System configuration, we're going to leave on the integrated network controller. We're going to disable the parallel port. We're going to disable the serial port. We're going to make sure we've got it on AHCI on SATA operations. Drives, we'll just turn them all on. Enable smart reporting, no. USB, everything is on. These you don't need to worry about. And audio is enabled. Illumination, blah blah blah. That's for a Dell. Okay, let's go down here to video. That's just your brightness control, so no biggie. Security, leave everything by default. Down here, power maintenance, nothing. Post behavior, nothing. Virtualization support, you want to turn and enable Intel virtualization, but VTD, we want to disable. So up here, we're going to not enable it, so no check mark. Everything else down here, you can just leave it by default. All right? So once we get done, now when we make a change, let's say I change this, okay? You have to click apply before you exit or none of your changes will take effect. Okay, so if I change that, I'm going to click apply, then I can exit and go to my booting off my USB. So make sure you click apply and then you can hit exit and you can start booting with the F12 key. We're going to press that F12 key to boot it up. Okay, so we're pressing that F12 key. We're going to go to the boot menu. Go past that little screen. Go down here to UEFI mode, and you want to pick your USB stick. Mine happens to be the SanDisk. And hit enter. Then on the next screen, we want to make sure that we're booting from, not the Mac OS. Yours is not going to have anything there because this little computer already has the operating system on it. It's showing I can boot either from the USB drive, which is this one, or I can boot from the hard drive. I want to definitely select my USB drive. Hit the space bar, go down here and put a space bar on verbose mode, a check mark, and then boot with selected options. All right, now if you've ever done a Hackintosh, you know this process takes quite a bit of time, and this is not the fastest laptop in the world. So this will take a little bit of time to get up to the screen where we start formatting the hard drive. Okay? Now guys, this will get stuck on a couple of lines and you'll think that the thing is stuck, but hang in there for, just a little bit of time, then it'll start moving again, but it will get stuck on a couple of lines. And if it lasts any more than about 30, 45 seconds, then you may have a problem and you need to get a hold of me. But hang in there and see if it moves, because it will act like it is stuck and it's not going to boot. Okay, here we go. That's better. Now we'll wait for this to go across the screen. Whoo! Finally, we got up there, guys. All right, let's go over here to Disk Utility, click Continue, and we're going to erase my hard drive. That's okay. All right, we're going to go over here and select Show All Devices. Here's my SSD M SATA. Going to erase it, and I'm going to call it Mo. Let's see, what is this? A E7240. You can call it whatever you want here, guys. And we're going to select APFS as our format and GUID partition map. Click Erase. Okay, and that takes longer than you expect, but it does finish it. So let's go out of here and let's go ahead and install Mac OS. Oops, that's that horrible error. This copy of the install Mac OS Mojave application is damaged? How could it be damaged? No big deal, guys. Click OK, go over here to Utilities, go to Terminal. Okay, gonna go into Terminal here and we're gonna change the date. So type in date and hit enter, and then type in date, and I'm gonna put the same day and the same time, but I'm gonna go back 2 years. All right, so what we got? We got February 18, and I'm gonna say 0140, and then 18 for the year, and hit enter. So I'm back 2 years exactly. All right, let's go out of terminal mode. Let's get installing. Aha, you see what happened? I did not unplug my Ethernet cable. So it put the date right back. So these are the things you got to watch out for. And I'm trying to show you all of the mistakes you can make, and it can cause you problems. See, my date's right back where it was. So I got to pull out that Ethernet cable and go ahead and redo this. 02, 18, 01, 41, 18. All right, now let's try. Aha. No cable when you're installing. All right, guys, let's go. Agree. Let's select our newly formatted drive. Click Install. This will take a little bit of time. It'll get up here a little ways, and then it'll reboot on its own. Don't worry about it. We'll come back when it does. Leave your USB stick in there. Okay? All right, guys. Okay, guys, just jumping back in here. Show you some progress. It says about 5 minutes remaining. Let's see what happens. All right, there it went. About 2 minutes remaining, and it reboots. So leave that stick in there. Leave that USB bootloader in there, and we're going to now boot from the hard drive. So we use the arrow keys. Let's see here. So we want to, boot from the Mo E7240. Let's go ahead and hit the space bar, go down to Verbose, turn that on, and go back up to boot with selected options and go. Hit enter. It'll go a little faster through this section. A lot faster. Wow, all that system language. That is amazing stuff behind the scenes we never even see. All right, here we go. All right, let's see what happens now. I'm not sure if I remember just what goes on right here. I don't think it lasts very long on this screen because we're going to reboot a couple more times. Uh-huh. Look at that. Rebooting. Leave your memory stick in there. Let's do it again. That's not an error message, by the way. It was supposed to do all that. So let's make sure we're booting from the right drive. Yep, that's the USB, and that one over there is the Mo E72. We're going to hit the space bar, go down to verbose, because I just like to watch that text go across, and hit enter. Because when you're watching the text, if something gets stuck, you can read that line to me and tell me where you got stuck, and we can try to get through it. This is a great time. This is a fantastic time to subscribe to the channel. Hee hee! Guys, we're cranking up. I owe it all to you. Please like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing here. And we got so many more of these coming. We're having a good time. And if you have any suggestions, any build that you want me to do, please leave it in the comments below. Let's see if we can get everybody's dream builds done. All right, here we go. Looks like it took up where it left off. We should get a countdown on minutes now. Okay, guys, we are at 9 minutes remaining. So just wanted to check in here with you, show you where we are. Let's keep on with it. Okay, guys, about a minute remaining. Let's see what happens. There she goes. Leave that USB in there. We're going to boot from the hard drive, but we got to have that USB stick in there. So let's go right to OS. All right, he made it. Okay, guys, let's go down and choose our country.
macOS contains a built-in screen reader called VoiceOver. If you know how to use VoiceOver, press Command F5 now to turn it on and set up your Mac. If you would like to learn how to use VoiceOver to set up your Mac, press the Escape key.
Well, thank you, Siri. That was very nice of you to say. Okay, so we got US. Continue. Continue on the keyboard. All right, now let's plug in our Ethernet cable, okay? All right, here it goes. All right, continue. Continue. Using DHCP, continue. Don't want to transfer any information. We're going to set up later. And we'll skip. All right, agree and agree. And we're going to name it. And give it a password, guys. Okay, continue. All right, so we'll just continue on Express Setup. Okay, guys, here's the test. Light or dark mode. Light or dark. Guess what? I'm going with light. Setting up your Mac. Okay, we're coming down to it here. Now, we still got a couple things we need to finish up. You remember, right? We have to transfer our EFI folder to the hard drive, or we're never going to be able to pull out that USB stick. All right, we just have to tell it what kind of keyboard we have. And done. We are done, guys. All right, now, let me go ahead and plug back in my external mouse so I can do this without having to reach around the keyboard. Okay, on my USB drive, if you remember, I put Clover Configurator on there. So we're going to grab that, put it over here on the desktop. Okay, now double click on this and we're going to mount EFI right here. And then we're going to select, I'm going to select the USB first. So mount, put in your password, click OK. All right, so now my EFI partition is right there. Now we're going to go to mount the EFI partition on the hard drive. Remember we named the hard drive Mo E7240? So we're going to click that, and there is the EFI folder on the hard drive. This is the EFI partition. This is the folder. Here's the EFI partition on the USB drive right here. And inside of here is the folder. We have to copy the EFI folder from the USB partition to the hard drive EFI partition and replace. Now we don't have to use our thumb drive to boot this computer. Now, while we're in here, guys, in order for you to get your iMessage to work and iCloud and all that, we want to double click on the EFI folder, double click on Clover, go into the config.p list, open with Clover Configurator. All right, and then we want to go down here to the SimBIOS, and we've got selected here a MacBook Pro 11,1. We're going to go ahead and select it again right here, MacBook Pro 11.1. That'll give us some serial numbers, okay? But we need to create our own, so let's generate new. And this we don't need to worry about. I'm going to show you what to do here. So now we've got a new serial number here. So we're going to copy here. Just going to copy it. And we're going to count back 5 letters and numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want to leave everything from H all the way to the N. So I'm going to highlight here over to there. And then I'm going to right click and paste that serial number I just copied and put it into here. All right. Now we have to create a new number for SMUUID. So let's go over here to Spotlight, type in terminal, hit enter. Okay, so now we're in terminal mode. I want you to type UUIDGEN, okay? UUIDGEN and hit enter. All right, here's a number we want to copy. So we'll copy this number, copy, and paste it in here. Get rid of this one. All right, so now we have the correct UUID number for this particular system. Then we're going to go down here and click Save. Let's exit out of Clover, Quick Clover Configurator. We can get rid of all this stuff. And we're done. When we come back, I'm going to show you a little secret. What do you think? What do you think about this? I've got both screens working. So I've got this external monitor plugged into the HDMI output on the laptop. And all I have to do is click on System Preferences, go over here to Displays, and I'm going to go to Arrangement and say Mirror. Da 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 da. How cool is that on a $100 computer? There we go, guys. Now we can run it on a big old TV if we want. All right. Hope you enjoyed this little video. It was fun for me to do. We're going to see you on the next one, and we got some exciting ones coming, so please make sure you subscribe. Thanks again.